This video is to review how to construct a Venn diagram of three sets when you're given the elements of a set. In this example, our universal set are the integers from 1 through 10, and A, B, and C have different elements in them. Whenever we are constructing a Venn diagram, we always want to start with a large rectangle. That large rectangle represents our universal set, so we typically label it with a U. Because there are three other sets, set A, B, and C, we also need three circles, A, B, and C. Be sure to label them. Whenever we are constructing a Venn diagram, the first thing we want to do is find the overlap between all three. When we build Venn diagrams, we work from the inside out. It is very important to remember that every number in the Venn diagram should only be listed once. If we look at our sets A, B, and C, they have one number in common for all three of them. The 7 is in all of them. So what I do is circle it in A, B, and C, and in U to remind myself that I've already placed it on my Venn diagram. Because it is in all three, I place it in the middle of this Venn diagram, where all three circles representing the sets overlap. The next thing I'm going to do, if I am working from the inside out, is fill in the sections where two circles overlap, or two sets overlap. It does not matter the order that you do them, as long as you do all three. The first one I'm going to look at is the overlap between A and B. If I look at the overlap between A and B, looking at the sets, 1 is in A, 2 is in B, 4 is only in B, 6 is only in B, 7 we've already listed, 8 is only in B, 9 is only in A, and 10 is only in A. There is no overlap between A and B. So this spot, where that overlap between A and B would be, stays completely blank. Do not fill in a 0 there, right? Because that would say that the set element 0 is in that space. We just completely leave it blank. Next, I'm going to look at the overlap between B and C. If I look at that list of elements, they do have one number in common. They have 8 in common. And just like before, I'm also going to circle it in the universal set to help me with the last step. Because there is one element, 8, in both B and C, I put that in the overlap between B and C. I also want to look at the overlap between A and C. If I do that, they do have a few in common. They both have 1, they both have 9, and they both have 10. And I also need to go and circle all of those numbers in U. 1, 9, and 10 need to be listed in that overlap between A and C. The next thing I'm going to look at are the elements that are in one set only. Once again, it does not matter the order as long as you look at each set individually. In set A, there is nothing that is in just set A. all of the numbers 1, 7, 9, and 10 are already circled. So just like before, this space where the things for only A would have gone stays blank. If I look at B only, there are some numbers left in set B. 2, 4, and 6. Just like before, I'm going to go back and circle them in the universal set. And I'm going to list them in this space for B only. Now I need to look at C only. There is one number left there, 3. I also circle it in the universal set, and I will write 3 in C. Last but not least, I need to look at the things that are in U only, so that we're not in set A, we're not in set B, and we're not in set C. That's why I was circling everything in the universal set as I wrote it. It makes it very clear to see that 5 is the only number left over. So it does not matter where in the rectangle you write it, as long as you write 5 in your universal set, outside of all of those circles.